As part of our 2-Minute Tuesdays series, we are going to talk about what you can do with Git. Git is a free and open source distributed version control system which helps you manage your code base over time. Git is really good at tracking changes to files and directories. Say you start with a couple of files, you can change a file, you can delete a file, and you can add files. Then all of these changes can be reverted to any step. This is the basis of revision control. You can uncreate files, you can undelete files, and you can unchange files. You can even undo your undos to any previous point. When working with Git, the concept of saving a revision is a multi-step process. Starting with your working copy, which are your modified unsaved files, you declare what files you want to save using git add. These files are now considered staged. Once you have declared all the files as staged, you use git commit to save the revision. This is your new local repository. Now you have the option to push your changes to a remote repository so your files can be safely backed up. There are two ways to initialize a new Git repository. The first way is to do so locally. Here we start with a new empty directory, we call into that directory, and then we use the command git init to initialize the new empty Git repository. After initializing the repository, we add all files in the current directory to the staging area. Then we commit the files with a message that we define with the -m flag. The second way to create a repository is to use an existing remote repository. Here we use the git command clone with a pre-existing URL to retrieve the remote repository. Git will create the directory My Project and copy the remote files into it. When we add a new file to the directory, we can use the git add command to stage the file. Then we use the git commit command to add changes to the local repository. Last, we can use the git command push to send the changes back to the remote repository for safekeeping.